So welcome to this lesson. We are going to discuss duration. Duration is used as a measure in bonds. Duration is also known as Macaulay duration. It is simply the weighted average length of time to the receipt of a bond's benefit, the benefits being the coupon and the redemption value, the weights being the present value of the benefits involved. A bond is issued at a nominal. The coupon rate is fixed at the time the issuer is issuing the bond. So the coupon will be the same throughout the life of the bond. So the issuer of the bond will be paying the coupon every year, and then in the last year the issuer will pay the final coupon plus the redemption value. So the average time taken to recover the cash flow from an investment will not only be affected by the maturity date of the investment, but will also be affected by the coupon rate which determines the interest payments. So for one to compare different bonds very quickly, that's where duration comes in. There are 3 steps involved in calculating duration. Step 1 is to add the present value of the cash flows in each time period. Now, present value, you should be comfortable. It means what? Means you've discounted. Step 2, you multiply the present values of cash flows for each time period by the time period, and then you add them together. So for example, in period 1, your present value in period 1, you multiply it by 1 because it's in period 1. In period 2, your present value in period 2, you multiply it by 2 because it is in period 2. Step 3, you then divide the results of step 2 by the results of step 1 to give you your duration. Let's practice that in a question. So we have this example question. Magic Inc. has a bond, bond X, in issue which has a nominal value of 1,000 and is redeemed at par. There are 3 words you need to be comfortable for the redemption of bonds. And each time you got a question on bonds, you have to look out for one of these 3 words. Par. Par means nominal. Whatever the nominal may be 100. In this question, the nominal is 1,000. The second word is redeemable at a premium. The question will give you what the premium is. You simply add that premium to the nominal. So if, for example, the nominal is 5%, then you add the 5% to the nominal. The third one is at a discount. Then you're going to redeem at the nominal minus the discount. Again, the question will give you the discount rate. We proceed. Bond X is a 6% bond maturing in 3 years' time and has a gross redemption yield of 3.5%. The current price of the bond is 1,070.12. We are required to calculate the duration of this bond. So following from the steps, step 1, we said you add the present values of the cash flows in each time period. And we said also in our introductory that over the duration of the bond will be paying the coupon. In this case, the coupon is 6% times the nominal 1,000. So for the next 3 years, the bond will be paying $60 every year. Then in the third year, the final coupon plus the redemption value, so 1,000 plus 60, which will give us 1,060 in the last year. We discount that at the gross redemption yield to get our present values. Year 1, we've got our present value as 57.96.
Just a moment, sir. On the final year, you said it's 600 plus. What's the redemption value?
The redemption is the coupon, the nominal.
The nominal.
What's
the $1,000.
Yes.
So it's 1.6. That's going to be updated in the final year.
It's not 1.6. It's 1,060. 6% or 1,000 gives you 60.
Oh, sorry, 6%. So 60. Okay. 1,060.
So the present value in year 1, 60 times 0.966 gives us 57.96. Year 2 we get 56.04. Year 3 the present value is 956.12. You add those present values in your all the present values to give you a total of 1,070.12. Then you go to step 2, where you now multiply the present values of cash flows for each time period by the time period and add together. So 1 times 57.96 will still give you 57.96. 2 times 56.04 gives you 112.08. 3 times 956.12 gives us 2,868.36. You then add the figures to get you 3,038.40. Then we go to our last step. We now divide the results in year 2 the results in year 1 into the results in year 2 to give us our duration of 2.84 years. We move to modified duration. In financial management, we covered sensitivity analysis. So modified duration is a kind of sensitivity analysis for bonds. So modified duration is a measure of the sensitivity of the price of a bond to a change in interest rates. So rather than looking at the weighted average time it takes to receive the bond's benefits, modified duration measures how sensitive the price of the bond is to a change in the interest rate. You have to memorize that formula for modified duration to not be given to you in the exams. So modified duration formula equals Mercalli duration Mercalli duration divided by 1 plus the gross redemption yield. So as a follow-up from the previous example, we can calculate the modified duration. The duration in the previous question we got 2.84. The gross redemption yield was 3.5. So 2.84 divided by 0.35 gives us a modified duration of 2.74. Is that clear?
Yes.
So the modified duration can be used to determine the proportionate change in bond price for a given change in yield with the following formula. Again, another formula which you need to memorize. Proportionate change in price divided by price equals minus modified duration times change in yield. We can rewrite this.
Wait, it says minus modified duration, meaning it has to be a negative.
We can rewrite this by making the proportional change in price as the subject to the formula. Then the formula becomes minus modified duration times change in yield times price, where those variables are as follows. We've got a change in bond price. P is the current market price of the bond, and then finally the change in yield. You have to remember that there is an inverse relationship between yield and bond price. So therefore, the modified duration figure is expressed as a negative number. So following on from the previous example, if the yield increased by 0.5%, The change in price can be calculated as follows. We apply to the formula change in price equals, so the modified duration, you take it as a minus. The 0.5%, you divide that by 100 to cross out the percentage. It becomes 0.005 times the price equals $14.66, which means that for a 0.5% increase in yield, the bond price will fall by $14.66. You also need to know the properties of modified duration.
I don't think I have the things.
Okay, they will be shared. As the modified duration is derived from the Macaulay duration, it shares the same properties. Okay, the first one being longer dated bonds will have higher modified durations. That is, bonds which are due to be redeemed at a later date are more price sensitive to changes in interest rates and are therefore more risky. There's so much uncertainty when the future is far away, so you expect uncertainty and volatility in the interest rates. B, lower coupon bonds will have higher modified duration. C, lower yields will give higher modified duration. So the higher the modified duration, then the greater the sensitivity of that bond to a change in the yield. To conclude, for your homework, take down, I want you to submit, go and research and submit the benefits of duration and the benefits of modified duration. That is your homework. So this is where we end with duration. We'll proceed with credit risk.